spit it out and go.
Hey.
Like, stop playing with us.
Stop playing with us. All right.
Hey, guys. Welcome to the Twisted Wellness Show and Podcast.
It's your roundaway girl, Tonya.
It is your favorite girl, NYKOLE. And today we are sounding off
on the tales of a single mother.
Man, let's get into it. First of all,
now, you know how that is.
With Tonya. I gotta sit back in my seat before we even talk. Let's talk about our sponsors. So our sponsors today, of course, is
Body Image Beauty Lounge.
Right, and INGA.com. You already know. Single moms, hold your seats. Get ready. Me and Tonya, y'all can be a fly on the wall while we have this conversation.
Yes.
I was asking Tonya, I was like, Tonya, do you have any like horror story single moms? Do you have any? She said, I don't think. Do you have any?
I'm sure I have some. We'll get into it. Yeah, I'm sure I have a few. But my girls were so good. They kind of made it easy. You know, I had one little sneaky, one was a little picky. But,
yes.
You know, I have a little few stories. But they were some good girls. I was blessed. Thank you.
Oh, my gosh. Like, when I think about it, I will tell you this. You ever see the thing on TV and it'd be like the angel and the devil? And I'm not saying it's the boy with the devil. I'm just saying.
Okay,
I had
first of all, how many children did you have as a single mother?
So as a single mom, I had two boys.
And
no breaks.
For myself, as a single mother, I had two girls.
Yeah.
So we're the opposite on that.
Yes.
And then as a married woman, I had my third child. So
okay.
She's a girl.
So you had three girls altogether.
3 girls altogether, but I'm going to tell the tale.
Yeah, any blended kids?
Of the single mother. And blended, yes. I have a bonus daughter as well from my husband. Yes.
So I have two boys, Sean and Devontae, and then I got Katrina, maybe when she was 16 from a previous relationship, and now blended family, Alexis too. So I get 2 girls, 2 boys, and a whole bunch of godchildren. Like, and it's like godchildren, not like godchildren where I've been to church and standing up for Christ or anything, but I just along the way collect
the children. And for me, my children, my oldest is Naisha White. Shout out to Nye. And Shay Ringgold. And those were my 2 as a single mother. And then I had Gianna Master. So
and Gia's in college now.
Yeah, she's in college. And then along the way, I have a lot of bonus daughters as well. Well, my bonus daughter is Devon. And then from all my daughter's friends, I picked up a lot of daughters there.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I picked up a lot of daughters there.
So I have Sean. I had Sean when I was 15. So I was in high school, still like 2 years to go. Then Devontae, I had like maybe my 3rd year of college. Katrina, I know she was 16, but then my godson, Gash, picked up along the way. I was 14.
Yes.
I had Amwar, Sean's other best friend. Maybe these were young guys when we first came to Delaware, so he's like 14. But we raised up these boys all along the way. But I never had an opportunity, Katrina, but I didn't have an opportunity to really have girls. And I prayed for girls. Like, I remember Devontae, because Sean's a little, maybe like 7 years older. So Sean's 33 now. Devontae is 26 or 27. I'm still in the
I ain't going to get into the age because I might mess somebody's age up.
I
ain't going to tell all the ages, but they know who they are.
No, but Devontae is 20, like in his 27 or something like that. But I remember I wanted a girl so bad. I cried my eyes out. Like, I need to get a girl.
Yes.
So I remember going in. I remember them saying that Devontae was a boy. And I literally went across the hall from the exam room to the bathroom and slammed the door and just cried my heart out, right? But God don't make no mistakes. My boys are amazing.
He does not. Yes. And then just to add to it, I had the pleasure of having a son. He lived for 2 months. Shout out to baby Greg. But he was just a bundle of joy, and he came into our life at a right time. And it's just funny how somebody that's just here for just a short period of time just brought so many people together and just shined so much light on us. And it was sad, but that old thing, you learn it better by and by, or you understand it better by and by.
Do you mind if I ask you, like, what was that? Like losing a baby?
Oh my God.
How long ago was this?
He would have been 22. His birthday is February 11th.
February 11th, because he was my brother. Remember?
Yep, 2/11, he would be 22.
Yeah.
So it was hard.
How does it? Do you mind taking us through, like, even a little bit, or how you feel today?
Today, I just feel like I have an angel watching over me, and I talk to him often. I be like, "Hey, son, I hope mommy's making you proud," that type thing. But when it happened, it felt like my soul was ripped out of me, and I just was like, and even looking at women that had their babies sometimes, just feeling that envy a little bit. Even though I have my girls, but that this was my boy. I was like, this was my boy. Lord, what happened? But you're not supposed to question it. And I think about him every day, and I always shout him out. I talk to him in my own way. We just talked about him on the phone the other day. But any old way, that was that. We're going to get into these single tales.
Single tales of a single. Come on out there. I know there are single moms out there.
Yes.
I know for me, being a single mom at 15, still having to go through high school, trying to force my way into college because I didn't know any other way. I felt like if I told myself that I had to go to college because I didn't want to be a statistic sitting on the step, smoking cigarettes. I was going to say something else, but I didn't want to offend nobody.
Keep it real,
but
honey.
I didn't want to be having 5 baby daddies. I did not. I have 2. We're not going to get it twisted. I definitely got 2
now.
But I just wanted to make something of myself. But it was, for me, being a single mom. When I say I had the angel and the devil, it's like the analogy of the angel and the devil. I had one rough one. I promise you, this boy was, and we are suburban. I grew up in the suburbs in Sharon Hill, so we're very suburban. No White House, no picket fences or anything like that, but it was community.
Right.
Meaning, if it was hood or anything close to the hood, anything resembling around the way, he had to be there. No matter where we went, he will find.
Wow.
He gonna find his foot on the wall with a chicken wing. Is how he rolled. That's my one son. I'm trying to tell you, like, he always found a way for chaos and mess. He like it rough. Yeah. And my youngest son, I mean, when I say a little baby dream, like, mommy, you're the best. Oh, mommy. I mean, he was just such a good boy. And they really are good men.
They're good.
But the transition is to drag them from here to there.
Yes. But all the children are different. No 2 children are the same. Mm-hmm. You know that. So one of mine is a little sneaky. One of mine is a little, not as sneaky, kind of sneaky, but just picky.
I'm over here trying to figure out which
picky about everything.
Don't tell me.
Soon you can think of anybody listening that know my kids. Who was the sneaky one?
I want to know.
The picky one?
Talk to us.
But they were good. But I just remember with getting pregnant. I just graduated high school, and so I did graduate. But then just having to tell my parents, my grandmother and my mom that I was pregnant.
It's hard.
Oh my God! I was like, Lord, I'm gonna need you on this one, and you feel like you let people down. You feel like, oh my God. So just telling them.
How did they take it, Tanya?
Oh my God, my mom was having a fit. No, you're not. Oh, no, you're not. No, you didn't. No. Walking around here like you so quiet and all this kind of stuff. Honey. And my grandma was like, hold up now.
Yeah.
Now, nobody jump on you, and we not going to jump on her. Now, I'll tell you, my grandma had my back. She had my back. She always had my back.
Let me tell you.
It was just so... It was just so weird.
Yeah.
Like, not weird, but it was just so scary. It was a scary moment in my life.
It's like you tell your mom, but you can hide behind your grandma.
Yes. That's how I was. Like, I'm telling you, but...
That's like a little kid that wants some juice. Be like, about to glass my dad.
Yes.
Let me tell you, my mother, when I got pregnant, I was in high school, 10th grade. And I remember my track coach is the first person that said something to me. I was such an innocent. This is before the good girls go on bad child.
Yes. That's me. I was so innocent. Nobody probably thought, no. Miss Innocent didn't come up pregnant. And that's how my mom probably was. Miss Innocent, not you.
No, imagine being in school. Like the little boys was coming, the young guys. Y'all know how y'all was rough on me. Y'all know who y'all is. Let me tell you something. They was coming up to my locker. So where I'm from, Sharon Hill, they say sexes. They called it bunning. Did y'all say that? Use that word? There's like, so they would come to my locker because all of a sudden Inga's pregnant of all the girls in the school.
They didn't expect that.
All the girls.
Not you.
No way. They was coming to my locker.
Was you Miss prim and proper?
I wasn't. I don't think so, guys. If you know me, was she
bougie at that time?
I wasn't bougie. I didn't even know what it was.
Oh, you didn't even know what bougie was.
When I say I was a good, nice,
studious, I can see you very.
Wait, I need to get the camera and be like, I was a good, nice, wholesome girl. This is the part where the camera need to be going.
Who's she trying to convince, y'all? Us or herself? Who's she trying to convince?
You.
Now, you just said that a thousand times now.
When I tell you, I promise. Let me get back to the good part. I was a good girl. I was a good girl. I gotta say it a lot. I was a good girl. And the boys would come to my locker and they would be like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even know you was bunning," is what they would say, right? But it was my mom. The scary part because I was such an innocent girl that I literally, it was like one time I had sex one time and I literally was pregnant. I thought I had the flu. And I remember I got pregnant in the August summer, and I was in North Carolina visiting my grandmother. And so when I came home, I was already pregnant. So I thought I was sick. I was on the bus sick, like this long trip throwing up. I thought I had the flu. Man, so I just carried it all the way from August. I never even told anyone till February.
Wow.
And when I tell you my mom,
I held that thing. I couldn't hold it. Because
the bad part about it, this is the good girl in me. I didn't know. I had no idea that I was even pregnant.
Oh.
Right? I had no clue. I missed my period. I'm talking to my friend on the phone, the boy. I'm like, hey, yo, like, I think I didn't get my period. He's like, what? You had sex? Like, I didn't even know you even ever had sex before. Like, I did it one time. But when I tell you that I had an uncle that was in his 20s probably, and he literally took me, and I know that abortion laws are crazy and all that, but he took me to New York City. So I called Uncle Chris. Listen, I think I didn't get my period. I think I'm pregnant, maybe. And my uncle, you know, he's jumping into action because at the time I was on track scholarship or getting ready to get track scholarships. I was very popular in running.
You was actually still in school. I
was still in school. I had all kinds of newspaper write-ups. I was like one of the most highly sought after track prospects in the country, right? And so my uncle took me to New York City to get an abortion. And when we got there, I don't remember where I was. I was at least 23 weeks, maybe.
Really?
And they were going to do it.
Really?
And they told me the story of saline, and this is a whole other conversation, but they told me the difference between saline and regular, and they explained to me that Sean would be born. And if he may or may not make it, and if he was born alive, then he would die, and if he wasn't, and I looked at my uncle and I was like, Uncle Chris, can we go to Wendy's? And that's how, and I went home, told my mom, and I thought she was going to murder me, and she didn't. And thus, the tale of a single mom began.
How many weeks were you?
At least 22 to 25, at least.
See, now that's a baby.
Maybe longer.
That's a whole baby. No bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I think about it, when I had little Greg, I had him early. He was premature, and I had him at 24, 25 weeks. So, yeah, he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, and thus we began.
Oh,
wow. We began this journey of being a single mom.
The journey of a single mother. It's hard. And yes. I'll tell you one thing, with being a single mother, you sit up there and try to see what's out there for you. For me personally, I'm like, okay, I'm a single mother. Let me see what resources I can get. I worked my ass off, excuse me, but I did. Any overtime I could get, I did it. But it's like, still wasn't enough. So I was like, let me apply for food stamps.
Yes.
See if I can get some food stamp assistance.
I believe in it. Listen,
I was like, let me see if I can get some food stamps. These jokers gonna tell me, well, you're $10 over. You're $10 over. You're making $10 more. Making $10 too much
to apply for food
so
stamps.
Unfortunately, you're not qualified. I'm not qualified. What you mean I'm not qualified? I'm trying to feed these children, and 10 measly dollars is gonna stop me.
That's a tale right there.
Oh my God, that puts a damper in my spirit. Like, wow. So they tell you to come and look for all these resources and all, and then when you go, you really don't qualify. No, and I didn't qualify for a lot. Like, I didn't have subsidized housing or anything. Like, I wanted subsidized housing.
I wanted it too.
And I was like, oh my God, I can't get subsidized housing, and I can't get food stamps. Yeah. You got to be kidding me.
Here's the crazy part. I remember you say that they said you were $10 short. That is the tail, right? I think that's tail number one. Like I remember having to get food stamps. I don't want to say, I think when people think about Section 8, they think it's unfortunate. If you ask me, I feel like it's a huge blessing to a single mom.
Blessing.
And so I'll say I was never fortunate to get like a voucher, but I remember one time getting a public housing, like they said I can go to public housing, and they tell me where to go, and I drove to the place that they said we would live, and I kept on driving because I needed it. When I say I needed it, Sean initially.
Well, why would you keep driving?
It was I was not built for the projects like that.
Okay.
You know, it just was not. And I've seen nicer developments. We call them project developments, right? It just, this one, I don't remember where it was. It's in Pennsylvania somewhere. But this is a young girl with nothing. Like my mother, Sean was living in North Carolina. I didn't really have Sean until, let me say, probably my second year of college. So my journey of being a single mom really didn't start till after high school, second year of college. So I almost had about almost 4 years before I had that responsibility because my mother herself was on public assistance, and she also had a voucher, like public housing, but the public housing she had was very beautiful. It was
I think I was on a list or some kind, but my name never really came up. And as far as the projects, my mom was in the projects. When I was living with my grandmother, my mom was in the projects. So, you know, shout out, nothing wrong with the projects.
Not
because
at all.
it carried a lot of people from A to Z and on up. You know, it's a stepping stone. And just to get you where you were going to be next. But back in them days, hey, that's where it was. Look, we hung around the projects. We hung on this side, that side, and every side, child. We didn't discriminate.
Yes, I tell you it was just the development. I don't have anything against the projects at all, but it's that particular development. I couldn't see myself living there, and I kept on driving by. But I would wish to have what my mom had, but I was not afforded that opportunity. But the tale that I wanted to say is when you were talking about going to try to get food stamps. So either you're $10 too much, make too much money, or what about the times where you go there but you're being judged? Where you don't get approved, even though they're making it so difficult for you to really, you know, you might look too nice, be too clean. You don't look the part as if you needed to have food stamps, right?
Looking all nice, like there's a
what
point
you
you're
doing
supposed
here?
to look.
They make you feel like you're begging.
It is what it is. I'm in need right now. My children are in need right now. This is what it is. Now, yes, I'm still. I don't give flying food if I'm making 20 cents. I'm gonna take my thing and I'm gonna doctor it up, throw a piece of this, a piece of that, and I'm gonna make it look good. I don't care if I just got it from the Goodwill.
This is part of being a single mom. You have to make it work.
You have to make it work.
You have to figure it out.
You have to figure it out.
Right?
You have to figure it out, and you have to make it work. And I used whatever tools I had to make it work. Yes. So that is. But
I feel like they make the system like that for you. Like, you know that you're just barely making it. You need the help. They have the help. They make you feel like you're begging for the help. And then now you're out here trying to, I call it survival mode. Cutting and pasting. You're cutting and pasting. Use your whiteout. You're doing what you got to do. Call it for the hookup. You know what I mean? Right? But this is all part of being in survival mode.
If there was a hookup, we were getting it if we could.
Yeah.
And for us, myself, I worked at the hospital and I did hair. And I did hair on the side. I was the bomb hairdresser, child. I worked at the hospital, and I had so many people from the hospital would come to my house, and that was just my hustle. I've been hustling since I could hustle. I put the H in hustle, y'all. Y'all know anything about Miss Tonya? She gonna get her hustle on.
Hustle queen. When I tell you she can sell anything, and this might be what the tales of a single mom. She might have been the single. Do you think being a single mom? Were you already a hustler, or do you think it turned your hustle up?
It turned my hustle up.
Yes.
I had to, as a single mother.
Yes.
I always was thinking of other ways to make ends meet. Like I didn't settle just for my job. I always had another avenue, always. And that was because as a single mom, it's like, what can I do next to provide for my children? And I did everything that I could. And my children, believe it or not, they didn't lack for too much.
Yes.
Back to the food situation.
Yeah.
When I did not get those food stamps, what Tonya would do is my grandmother would take care of the children every day while I'm working. When I get off, we ate at my grandmom's house.
Did you?
Every day.
So there you go.
Whatever she fixed,
God made a way.
He made a way.
That's
what we ate every night. And after we ate, we go on home about our merry way, but we ate at Geneva Brady's house.
Listen, don't say Geneva Brady. Girl, she said Geneva Brady, and I start thinking about them subs, guys. Listen, we gotta talk about this. If she did their name, Geneva and Tonya, that means food to me.
When I dropped that name, that's the first thing people think about that didn't know my grandmother. What about those Geneva subs?
Yes. I love the fact that Sean's grandmother stepped up. She was all the way in North Carolina. So when Sean was born, I had him in May. I had to go back to school in August. Mm-hmm. And so when I went away to a track meet, probably Junior Olympics, I went to school in September. So sometime in August, I got myself back together. I went to the Junior Olympics. And when I came back, there was no trace of a baby. You would never have known he was there.
Really?
All of his stuff was gone. He was in a flash, gone in the middle of the night. And for years, I had such resentment of my mom for doing that. Like, I couldn't understand. Like, you took our baby away. Like, no one told me. He's just gone.
Who actually took him? Was it the grandmother?
Yes, so his father's mother.
Okay.
At the time, she's North Carolina Southern woman. She was a homemaker, stayed at home. And when I say she was glad to get that baby, give me the baby and the bathwater. But she took him great. To this day, she's 92 years old.
Wow.
She still claims Sean as her own.
The queen, the matriarch. Blessings for her.
But they took Sean, and I still had to begin the grind. I had to, my work now as a single mom was it almost was like proving that I could do it, because the women in the family stood up, mad at my mother. But I realized as an adult, as a child, I did not understand why she did that. But as an adult, at the time, my mom already had 4 kids on public assistance, having food stamps. God bless Medicaid, honey. Let me tell y'all something.
Oh, Medicaid.
If I know people are too proud to beg, but if you are a single mom out here, let me tell you, if you can get Medicaid has paid for my son's open heart surgery. It has paid for Sean had a broken leg. I'm talking about a cast from his foot up his whole entire body cast. Paid for his surgery. I had surgery a couple years ago when I came home from being in the feds, and I had to get medical assistance. And when I tell you it paid for a major surgery, do not sleep on Medicaid.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Don't do it.
If you can get it,
don't do it.
Get whatever you can. As a single mother, look for those avenues and look for those places that are going to help you with, like we said, food stamps, medical, Medicaid, any resources. Even sometime, I think, when you need help with your gas and electric bill.
Everything.
So you go to Catholic charities and things of that nature.
All these things.
Just trying to put a few tools out there that we know that we used to use, and that was back in the day for me. And I'm sure they might even have more now. Probably more avenues that I might not even know about. You know?
Even like when I asked you about did single mother turn up your hustle, because it did for me. It made me hustle first to get Sean back to prove that I could. So I started doing things, taxes. I literally started doing taxes at a young. I probably wasn't even out of high school, but it was my hustle, because if I could prove, I wasn't old enough to be a responsible mom. I didn't have no clue how. I didn't even know how to be a girl yet. But these women in my family jumped in and did what they had to do. But now I had to prove to them that give him back. I had to literally fight them for him back. So, and I didn't have to be a single mom. I could have went to college. I could have graduated college. I could have. When I say they would have kept Sean forever, his grandmother forever. But something in me said I had to do it. So we would wean him back and forth. He would come for a couple months in the summer on a college break. Then he would go back. Then he would come again, be in class with me, and all these things. But that struggle, not the struggle, but that hustle made me.
That's your hustle. Your grind.
I'm telling you.
Your grind is off the chain.
Yes.
And I see why you grind so hard.
I didn't have a choice.
Just with the obstacles and everything that
I didn't have a choice.
That you grind hard.
But the obstacles came when I got him. Because again, I started off by myself, just Sean, me and Sean. So we the whole gang, honey. And I don't know if part of his I don't want to, do I call it his posture? But part of his exterior and because see, he has suburban man in his heart, to me, right? But then, if I talk to his little brother, he remind me, that's what I know. That's what I talk about my son.
Is that what you said?
Listen,
buddy.
I feel like he is such a nice suburban guy, but he low key, or is it high key, or real life, think that he is real life about that life, right?
They do. Like my kids, they don't think they about that life, but they grew up in the
They're
city.
girls.
And they girls, so it's different. But they love the city.
Oh,
honey,
sure.
They didn't want to come home. And the thing about it is my grandmother took care of my children because I worked so much overtime. I did doubles, triples, whatever. So a lot of times my grandmother had my kids as well, and I felt guilty. And then they even felt, as they grew, one of them told me they felt some kind of way. Like, why would you always leave us with my mom? Like, why did you always have to leave us there? And I'm thinking I'm doing the right thing by just saying, listen, I'm just working, and I'm doing this for y'all. You know what I mean? I'm doing this for y'all. But still, the kids have feel some kind of way about it, whether we doing them.
They want time.
They want time.
They don't
care about that money, and they don't care about all these things.
Yes.
They want time. That's exactly what they want. They just want you to be there. This is
how important time is. I remember Devontae told me, and I started being an entrepreneur probably in college. I think I had one job out of college. Besides that, I was on my own, only because of the situation. If I get a job, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right.
So I get a job. I have medical public assistance, and it's when I tell you, it's very helpful to me. A wealthy woman told me to get public assistance. And keep it as long as you can.
I know, right? That's right.
Because it's owed to you. This is what we pay taxes for.
Yeah. We try to get so high and mighty, but honey, the richest of the rich, they use these avenues. Yes. They use them.
Listen,
they do.
I'm grateful to be on the other side. It took a long life of work and hustle to get to the other side. But when I needed it, it was necessary and it was there. But when I tell you that being in that position made me hustle so hard and having to be an entrepreneur, because when I would go to apply for medical assistance, like you said, you make just a little bit too much.
Yes.
So I get a job because I want to do the right thing, get a job. But when I get a job, I only have just enough to make ends meet. But ends don't meet, right? I'm running a circle. I'm running a wheel all the time.
Yes.
So trying to get public assistance, I can't get it because I make too much money. So what do? I rather, and I don't want to say quit my job, but I got to get out here and hustle because I could use this support as I hustle. Because if I don't do it, I got enough money to pay the mortgage or the rent, but I don't have enough money to feed the kids. I don't have enough money to get clothes.
Why you think I had to go with my grandma's seat? I could pay my rent, but and get the things that we need, our necessities. But when it came to that food, I was like, I'm going to my grandmother's.
But this is why I love the 2020. Listen, the girls right now, 2023, single moms, 2023, 2022 is a turn up because there's so much resources. There's so many opportunities. There's so many examples of successful women that's out here grinding.
Their hustle is
with
real.
or without.
And the one thing I can say, I take my hat and I salute you, single young moms right now, because you guys, y'all have this thing about y'all. Y'all have that go-getting about yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Early. Like you guys are starting business. Y'all starting businesses early. Our thing was you just have to work. Either go to college or you have to work.
Yes.
And that was it. Nobody taught us how to be an entrepreneur, but it is some boss.
Yes, it is. Shout out to all the boss single moms. We love y'all.
I tell you again, I salute you because y'all are doing an excellent job, and I see y'all. And anytime I get the opportunity to turn you up and just
to show you,
oh my God, it just brings so much joy in my heart when I see these young women.
They out here killing it. And I'm talking about. Think about being a single mom. I know when I just know that if I think back, I gotta close my eyes about it because when I say that struggle was real, not just having resources, but raising boys. There are single mothers out there that's raising men. Tanya raised girls.
I raised girls.
I always say, like, I don't know how you raise a girl because I promise you. See, I'm a hands-on type of mom, you heard me? And so I don't know if I had to be hands-on because I had boys and I had thug life and my nice guy, or if I'm just a hands-on, aggressive kind of mom. But I watch my sister with girls and I watch some of the stuff that be coming out their mouth. Single moms with a daughter. I don't.
Oh, they talk slick.
See, God knows.
They talk back and they talk slick.
That's why I'm saying. Slick. See, God knew. God knew what He was doing when He gave me boys, because see, the boys don't really give you that lip. They kind of stick their chest out a little bit. I'll tell you a story about
when saying that they do and girls.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, girls give you.
And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that boys don't. That boys don't talk back, but. I had a firm grip on some stuff in this house, you hear me? And so you can talk back if you want to, but you gonna get these hands, young man. See, but this is what I say about, I don't know if I would have had that same energy with my girls talking crazy to me, then they get in their cycles and they doing it. I was a witness one time to a talk back session between my sister and my niece, And I'm trying to tell you that I had to check my sister's temperature. Like, did she need medication? Cause see, the way that I seen the conversation, the way that I seen the conversation was all hands and feet and a body slam. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work out like that. My sister had to explain to me, like, she's just getting her cycle. She's, like, your hormones are off.
Yes.
It isn't that it's like that all the time. But I was just like, was we raised by the same? Do we got the same mama? Cause hell no. Oh my gosh. There was one time.
Oh my God.
My sons don't talk crazy to me, and even now, Sean tried to talk a little heavy to me. He's been incarcerated for some time now. Shout out to my son is about to get home from the prison. Oh my God!
Yes.
Listen, it's been a long time coming, baby. Album dropping, as they say. The album dropping.
I know you happy.
There was a tale that I have of once when I did get tried by my son, because girls. I know girls. I don't want to say that girls try you often, because I'm sure that G is more mild than others, right? But and Devontae has never tried me. Devontae, now that he's an adult, he's his mother child. He likes to talk. And he's gonna talk you, he gonna get his point across, he's gonna say what he gotta say, but you're gonna hear him out. And that's how he is. But once Sean tried me, and this is the challenge of a teenage boy mom. I was a boy mom. I'm not gonna tell y'all the whole story, but all you need to know. Sean, it was simple thing as clean your room, and he's growing up, shirt off in the house. I don't believe in that. I don't know if I'm old school or respect school, but you're not gonna walk around your bare chest in my house. Put your shirt on. So you gotta have at least a tank top on. I am your mother. You respect women. That's how we raised around here. So he has to have his shirt. I don't believe in all these little boys running around with their shirts off. I don't play like that. Put your shirt on. In my house, outside, you wear a shirt, tank top, whatever it is. Like I said. So I asked him to clean his room, and he giving me all this attitude. He's tall. He's 6'8". So at the time, he probably was about 14, and he was about at least 6'6" at the time. So he's towering over me. I'm 5'11", so I'm tall.
He's tall, yeah.
Honey, let me tell you, we in the closet. I'm pulling the stuff out. You know the angry black mama. You gonna clean this room? You gonna get this? You gonna do this today? So I'm in the closet. I'm pulling all the stuff out and making the room even more of a mess than it is. So I'm like, you gonna clean the room, and that's that. So he
did he bump?
What? He in a stand-up position. He like, give me this. What's this? He gonna do me like this. What? So me, it's a window. That's the window. That's the closet. That's Sean. That's me. So in my head, because he's a teenage boy, and he been showing his little chest hairs lately. So as we're standing there, I'm like, you gonna clean out this closet? He raised up out the closet on me. All the swole he got. Oh, we swole today. Okay. So my head is moving fast because, again, he's a teenage boy. Stuff happens fast. I don't know if he went crazy or not, but in this moment, it's going down. It's going down. It's going down right here.
He lost his mind for a minute.
So I position my feet. I position my feet because, again, I never had this challenge with him before, but I don't know what's about to happen. Right. But all I do know is one false move and you're dead, my friend. So he raised up on me. Oh, the swole. He raised a whole stare down. He like this. I'm like this, right? Because he's all this. So he give me all this. And I'm standing there waiting on him. And then all of a sudden, he take a deep breath. And so I relax. I walk out immediately with a little fast tip to my feet. I walk out. I go in my room like, ooh. He didn't. Oh, in my room talking like, oh, no, he didn't. But I call my friend. And I call my friend because to me, in that moment of challenge from my man's son who's very taller than me and giving me all kinds of street drama, I literally was going to have a case because he was going to go out that window. Because what you're not going to do is buck.
What you're not going to do.
So as your, and I say that to say that our children will buck against us. Yes. Nobody likes authority, not even us. So as he bucked against me, I called one of my friends. I was like, listen, this is what just happened. He said, oh yeah, he tried you. He tried you. But what did you do? I said, I was not going to back down. He was going to die today. No offense. I'm just saying. And he was like, this is great. He said, you did the right thing because he tried you and you showed him that he can't get away with it.
Yes.
You know? And we talk about it later.
But let me tell you something. With girls, they don't really buck like that. For my girls, just speaking personally, what they'll do is, let's play fight.
Oh, no, they're trying to.
They want that play fight.
Yes, they're trying to. They're trying to stay.
Come on, Mom.
They're
let's
trying
play
to stay.
You don't want none of this.
You don't want these hands.
You don't want none of this.
No.
But, come on, let's play fight.
Is that what they do?
Oh, that's how how they try you. They try you with the play fight because you have to go in on them a little bit.
You're gonna have to I'm gonna put you in the figure. Listen, I'm old school. I'm gonna put you in the figure 4 leg lock.
You gotta flip them, get them down, and be like, I told you don't play with me, right?
Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. But if they get you, they gonna like,
so they
ready for me. So that's the way girls try you. They try you in a different way. Let's play fight, mom. Oh, I heard that. So I'm just like, okay, let's play fight. Let's do it. You know, let's do it.
I'm imagining a play fight right now. Like
you gotta go in. Just so next time they'll think twice. No, they don't want to play fight no more.
Ain't no more play fight.
No more play fight.
Just real.
But girl, it was a funny story when I was young and single. Mom, I was living in Hidden Valley off of Mountain Avenue, duplex. So I'm in there. I'm home. Just cleaned the house real good. Just had everything. And why us as single mothers always try to go get all the glass stuff, everything glass.
No, why did we get glass? I had glass too.
Huh?
I had glass too.
I'm talking about glass tables everywhere, white, cream furniture.
Yeah.
As a single mom, right? Now you know these kids want to eat cereal everywhere. Yeah. They want to do what they want to do.
Talk about
all the cereal. So back then I don't know about anybody else. But most of my stuff came from Rent-A-Center. Now, I don't know if they have a Rent-A-Center still in business, right? Business and errands.
Yeah.
But honey, I had my whole place decked out. Rent-A-Center down, honey. Right. And honey was printing some things. I bought some things. You know, tax time, you're going to buy your stuff.
Tax time is
tax time.
You get in the car.
So I'm like, they can take this little Rent-A-Center stuff at tax time because I'm going to get me a brand new something. You know, I'm going to get my thing hooked up.
Right.
So I'm sitting up there, just had cleaned up real good, had this round glass coffee table, and I think I had a cup of coffee, so it was a mug on the table. So I'm doing something. So here come my Shay, sitting up there, messing around with the mug. Bam, bam, bam!
Ooh. Not the table.
Shattered the whole coffee table. I was like, oh,
not my table. You're in there like,
what in the world? She cried. Now I'm crying. Now we both crying, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna hurt this little girl. So I jump on the phone to my grandma. My mom, you better come get this girl. Kill her. She done broke my table down. We all cried, but it was just a funny story that I tell her now when I was now that she grown.
Did she remember?
She didn't remember. No, she don't remember. But honey, I was like, no. But it's so crazy.
Why do we have?
Why did I have the glass table? You know,
right. It wasn't kid proof.
It wasn't kid proof.
Yes.
Our houses are not kid proof because we do as single parent. Now we like nice things, y'all.
Gotta have nice.
Y'all know we gotta have our nice things. So that was back in the day. Everybody had the glass tables and all that kind of stuff. But I just thought that was the funniest story. It wasn't funny then because I was crying and she was crying too. But it was so funny. So. Actually, I have a couple more things to say because you know we can go on and on and
4 days.
4 days.
Yes, 4 days.
Telling stories as a single mother.
Yes.
So a couple of things I want to say. One thing is, it takes a village. It really takes a village, and I was fortunate enough to have a village behind me.
Yes.
By way of my grandmother, my mother, my uncles, aunts, cousins. I really had a village. Thank God for that. And I just want to say, is there still a village out there for the young single mother, or just for a mother in general? Is there still a village out there? Like, where are all the big mamas at?
Big mamas, aunties, and
they
might not have a big mama, but if they
may not have a big mama,
aunts, friends,
but aunts, friends, just have a source, just have somebody that you can connect to. Because I feel very blessed and very privileged to have that village behind me raising my kids as a single mother. I really, really did.
I feel that.
And God knows, I just need to say, there was no blueprint on how to parent.
Yeah.
And it darn sure ain't no blueprint on how to be a single mother. mother.
I don't think there is any right way.
There's no right way. Like, there's no manual. There's no manual to say how to be the best mom.
It's not. I think there's resources everywhere, though. So if I could say anything about having a village, if I could pick a million people to shout out, but I have two people in particular, or maybe three. I definitely always my sister. My sister is like my right hand. And Sean's grandmother, because Sean's grandmother stood up when I have a great grandmother and a dad, and then I have a deadbeat dad. So Devontae's family, like, it's just us.
Yes.
But with Sean, his grandmother stood up for him and for me.
Yes.
And I have a cousin, actually, my first cousin. His name is Bear. And when I tell you, if I started a nightclub, Bear was there to babysit. If I had a retail store, he was there to babysit. If I had to travel, he was there. We used to call it TBC, Tough Bear Camp.
But my cousin Bear, like that.
Bear, I love you. Shout out to my cousin. When I tell you, my cousin Bear stood up for me. We always say he should own a daycare. He stood up for me as a single mom, like no other. And he is a man that got about 8 kids. And when I tell you, he is a stand-up guy.
Wow.
A stand-up guy.
That you were very lucky for that. And that's how I feel. So I feel the same way because besides my grandmother had 7 children, 5 of which are boys. So 5 uncles. They were all father figures to me. Do you hear me? Now my wife.
That's why time from her away.
That's why I play. Now if y'all know me, I don't play about my
ask about it.
Don't play about my uncles.
Yes.
But my uncle Butchie in particular, he used to watch my kids sometime when I went to work. I remember taking my bassinet. My grandma had this long hallway, pushing the bassinet all the way into his room. Uncle Butchie, I'm about to go to work. Here's Shay or here's Nye, whichever one it was. And not only would he take care of them that way, he would comb their hair. He would actually comb their hair, child. So, and then I have my Uncle Malvin, my Uncle David, shout out to Uncle David, Uncle Malvin, God rest his soul, and my Uncle Kevin, my Uncle Keith, they all were great men in my life, great father figures in my life, and I just adore them so much. And my Aunt Debbie, she's the greatest as well. So,
but is there a village? I think that if there isn't, we can make one. If you don't have a village, if you're not fortunate like us to have people that were down for you as a single mom, because it is, we didn't tell. I have stories for days. Tonya has stories for days, and we didn't tell all the stories that we could possibly tell. Y'all would be like, oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. But you can make a village. There's neighbors, there's friends, and people have that you can't trust people attitude. Nobody played fair kind of attitude. That's the first thing we had to get rid of, is that when I'm a believer that what you're looking for is looking for you. If you're looking for help, you're going to get help.
You always say that.
Put it in the universe. Say what you need. Ask God for what you need. Say your prayers for what you need. Speak it into existence for what you need. You don't got to vent your life on the internet. You don't got to put all your business in the street on Facebook with your attitude. But if you're searching for help, it's somebody that can help you. And life evolves. Life evolves every 90 days. So you might be seeking for help today, and you might not have gotten where you got, but things change. You might get a shout or an answer when you go out to say, I need help, and they can't help you. But 90 days from now, when life changed, when they lost a son, had a son, helped someone, somebody helped them, people change their heart, and their heart becomes kind. So never stop seeking for help. So even if they don't have a village, Tonya, I feel like we could create a village among friends.
Yes. So any women out there, young women just looking for a village, or just have any comments, just share, send us DMs.
DM us. We love the DMs.
We love DMs.
And comment below, guys. Comment below. Like, where, let me see if are there any comments. You want to comment? Share. If you have a question, ask us questions. Because even if we don't answer them now, we can answer them later.
And if we don't know the answer, because we don't know everything, we will get you the answer. We can go by our life experiences and our life lessons and our wisdom.
Times have changed.
But times have definitely changed. Because I know I had to change with the times.
Move with the cheese. Y'all move with the cheese.
Yes, absolutely. So,
and there's resources. 211. If you don't know where to call, social service. Everybody calls social services, but a great resource, especially during and after COVID, was 211. No matter where you are, if you want to call 211 in your city, because that 211 is like 911, but it's information like 411. So 211 takes you to social resources. Pick up your phone, dial 211. It's going to connect you. You need help with this, help with that.
That's another great resource. So I just want to say that, and I'm going to leave you with this, and I'm going to uncross this uncomfortable.
Your head done got sleep on you.
Got a little sleepy, but I just want to say, ladies, listen close. Listen very close, because you ladies as single mothers are great. And there's some great single fathers as well. Yes. So I'm not taking away from the single fathers, because there's some great single fathers standing up and stepping up to the plate and doing what they have to do. Going hard. But I just want you to know that what you do does not go unnoticed at all. Mm-hmm. The confidence that you have, the dedication that you have, the commitment that you have, just how you know how to make $1 out of 15 cents. That's what we do as women. So I just want to say cheers to you guys. Take kudos to you. Take my hat off to you.
You got to give a pull-up shout out.
Pull-up shout out. We will do a pull-up shout out. But I just want to say I love you women. I love each and every one that's listening and ones that may listen later. Like, listen, y'all guys are the bomb. We are built for tough. Nothing but love over here. Yes. And when you come to Twisted Wellness, we are going to talk about it, and we are going to give you the real, but we always coming from love. Everything we do is out of love. Yes. So I just want to leave with that.
I think that's amazing. Like, Tonya, it is such a godsend that we're even together.
Yes.
Like, that the way that we even blend together, that's a whole other story for that story.
Yes.
But just being able to have camaraderie with somebody, to be able to partner and talk to somebody. Ladies, collaborate. Get together with your kids. Have play dates. I love to see the young girls when they do play dates. I love your play dates. But do things to support each other, help each other, even if it's something as simple as kids grow out of clothes so fast. And Poshmark is a real thing. That's like where you trade and buy clothes. Mm-hmm. But if you know that there's a young lady out there and that she could, benefit from, you got a 3-year-old, she has a 2-year-old, and your baby's grown out and grown in, like, share with each other, help each other, support each other.
My children do that.
Yeah.
Shay does it and Nye does it.
Definitely.
They don't just get rid of clothes. They bag them up, and if there's someone that can use them, they send them to them. And me personally, if I don't know anybody for G's clothes, I just bag everything up and give it to Purple Heart.
Shit, I be trying to get G's bags. Okay?
I give it up and give it to Purple Heart. So we can be a resource.
Yes, we will be. We'll put some resources. We'll have some resources down here that you can click on. But as we're closing, guys, we want to definitely give a shout out to our sponsors. Like, this was a good conversation.
It was awesome.
Now we sitting like this talking and saying hey to y'all, but we just really had a great dialogue. And just being able to talk and share. So we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. The first thing, of course, is Body Image Beauty Lounge this time. Give a shout out to the Snatch Dr. Tonya. Tell them how to find you.
Over here. You can find me on www.bodyimagebeautylounge.com, or you can call me at 302-533-8373, and I will give you all the information you need on how to get snatched for the upcoming summer.
All right. And of course, we got INGA.NYKOLE.com. That's me. And so, ladies, listen, single moms, this is what I do. And literally, I do it for you. If you read my books, I Am Not My Invisible Abuse, my new book, Wake the F Up, is literally the guide for all that we've been through. I wouldn't have a story had I not been a single mom. Right. I wouldn't be able to share and give and pour from my heart had I not been where you are. And I really am a true believer that 2023, 2022 even, is a year for the turn up. Like, there's no excuses. Mm-hmm. There's money out here. There's opportunity out here. All you need is an idea. Just stick close to the Twisted Wellness Show and podcast, because we're going to make sure that you have what you need as a single mom, as a married woman, as a woman in general. This is what we do. We teach women, or we inspire women to live with a bold passion, purpose, and a bomb-ass game plan. So we are here for you. We are you.
Yes.
Right? Nothing that you've done. There's nothing new under the sun. Nobody believes it. Everybody creative. But there's nothing new under the sun. And anything that you are going through, anything that you create, anything that you do, I promise you, between the two of us, we've done it.
We've done it.
And we got you. And so we appreciate you.
Keep your faith.
Yes, keep your faith.
Keep your faith.
Yes.
Keep your faith. Faith as small as a
mustard seed. We gotta put that on the logo somewhere.
Yes.
Like, guys, we talk about that. That is our
small as a mustard seed.
If you believe it, you can have it. Speak it out loud.
It can happen.
It will happen. It has to happen.
It will happen.
It has to happen.
The dreams can come true.
We're gonna keep talking. Are we living witnesses? With a high five. Yes. 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 So thank you for joining our podcast and show today. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you. Wait, we need music. We figure out our outro music. Yes, you know we always gotta leave with music, and we're loving this song. But thank you guys.
Thank you
for tuning in. Follow us at Twisted Wellness Show. Look at our website, twistedwellnessshow.com. Get ready for TikTok, because we don't play with it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a TikTok challenge or TikTok Tuesday or
TikTok something. Right?
Yes.
Right. All right. This was fun. To play with it.